Yeah, there's a little light around the outside here.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Legal and Finance Committee meeting for today, June 28th, 2023. Can we please start with a roll call and determination of quorum? Armstrong. Here.
Here. Here. Here.
Thank you. I'll take a motion to adopt the agenda. Motion by Solomon, second by Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now's the time for general public comment. This is a time for the members of the public to discuss or express concerns to the council on any issue not on the agenda. Action will not be taken at the meeting on any issue not on this agenda, except by placement on the agenda by unanimous vote of the council members present. Do we have any public comment forms? Anybody in the audience? Okay, we'll close public comment, move right along. Consent items 1 through 9. Let's start with the Finance Department. Let's go to Director Ainsley for items 2, 3, 4, and 5, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Item number 2 is authorization to proceed with a grant that would be for a planning grant through the state, and that's going to combine hopefully 3 existing plans that we have that will make the city more competitive as we try to get some grants in the future to actually implement several of the transportation projects that have been included. The next one is a grant agreement for our CDBG or Community Development Block grant funding. And after that is a correction of a resolution that essentially is taking off one property that we had assessed some cleanup costs to. They were inadvertently included on that one property, so we'd like to take that off. And then the last one is setting the time and place for a hearing for our bid district, our downtown bid district.
Wonderful. Thank you for that overview. Mr. Nordstrom, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. A couple of items, if I may, is item 2 and 3. I'm not sure if this goes to Director Ainsley or somebody else, but
Go ahead.
Item 2 is the Safe Streets Planning Grant. That's something we've been working on, and especially the staff has been working on. And I'll give a lot of credit to Kip Harrington for doing a lot of the legwork on this project, but we've been working on this for quite some time and looking forward to this grant coming forward. So hopefully this will get us on a good start for safe streets for the citizens of Rapid City. The next item is number 3 is the Community Development Block Grant. As you know, I've been very engaged with that and seeing what is taking place with that. And then Director Ainsley also put together a chart for me, and it has to do with where we are at the current funding levels with the CDBG funding, and then if the desired number is also on this chart as well. And then with population and inflation factored in is another number that's way up there on the chart. So I would encourage everyone on the council to take a look at that and chart that Mr. Ainsley has available for us. And I've started lobbying with a congressional delegation like last March, and this is also supplemental information that's very helpful for getting information up to the congressional delegation. So I would like to see more support for the block grants from the federal level. It comes through HUD, and so hopefully that we can get more support for the Community Development Block Grant. And I want to also thank Michelle Schulke for providing a lot of the background information that we have, that we compiled on this chart as well. So take a look at it. It's very interesting.
Okay,
Thank you. I'll yield.
Thank you, Mr. Nordstrom. So that's items 2 through 5. Moving along to community development, items 6 through 8. Director Fisher, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item number 6 is the Rapid City Area Transportation Improvement Program. This is just a draft report. At this time, we're only requesting that you acknowledge that report. Items 7 and 8 come to you from the Historic District. The first one is from Cody Hudson at 611 11th Street, and the second one is Doug Noyles at 1209 Clark Street. In both instances, they are requesting to remove contributing sheds. The Historic Preservation Commission has found that there's no feasible alternative, and they're recommending approval for those. Kip Harrington is in the audience to speak to item 6 if you've got additional questions. And Jonathan Howard, one of the newest members to our planning staff, is in the audience sitting behind Kip. Thank you, Jonathan. And he is the new liaison to the Historic Preservation Commission, and he's here to assist with any questions on those 2 items.
Wonderful. Mr. Nordstrom's in the queue. You have the floor.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. Items 7 and 8 have to do with the group that I'm involved with as far as the liaison for the Historic Preservation Commission. And this group has done a wonderful job about vetting these 2 properties out. And if you're interested in the details of that request that's coming from the 2 properties, it's an interesting read, but there's no way we can salvage these 2 pieces of property that are of interest here on this. So the commission did an excellent job about going through, trying to find other alternatives, but just because it was so badly mistreated in the past, the only resort we have is a resolution that we have available to us is total demolition. So I want to thank the commission for helping us out and coming up with all the information and doing all the legwork on this. So I yield.
Any more questions on items 6 through 8? I would, if you don't mind, I'd like to make a recommendation when we're making a recommendation to demolish something. Maybe send a picture attached with that. I see the memo and I see the recommendations, but I just think that, you know, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Gives us a better insight. With today's technology, it's relatively easy. Just a thought to consider. Okay? Great. Thank you. Moving along to a city attorney's office. Assistant City Attorney Carla Cushman, you have the floor.
Thank you. This item is related to access to the event center in Box Elder and the hotels and the Waikiki Water Park, that area. The DOT is changing the access from that service road along the interstate. They're removing that access, and so Box Elder is building a different street that accesses the properties off of Cheyenne Boulevard. The street is entirely within the city of Rapid City, but Box Elder's the one who needs it, and so this agreement was negotiated between Public Works staff and Joel with the corresponding parties in Box Elder to just clarify that Box Elder is going to build and maintain this road until such time as both parties agree that the city will take it over.
Great. Thank you for that overview. Mr. Nordstrom, you have the floor.
One last time, thank you, Madam Chair. The issue that, it's Carla, correct me, but we've been working on this for something like 2 years to get here to this point.
Well, I think this agreement and this final resolution has been in the works for a couple months.
Just this one part of it has, but yes, I know we've been discussing and having conversations back and forth on an informal basis for at least a couple of years, and so now the only questions I had was, what do we do with that utility maintenance line that's going to be underneath this road? And Mr. Tech gave me an answer for understanding what's going to be happening with that line. So I look forward to the opportunity, because the service road that is next to this hotel row is going to be closed by the state, and this will help the residents over and visitors in this area. So it'll be a good thing. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Nordstrom. Okay, we're at the end of the consent calendar. I welcome a motion for 1 through 9. Okay, we have a motion by Jones, second by Roseland. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We're at the point where we can share some committee assignments or updates. Anybody care to add? Mr. Jones, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. This has to do with the ongoing discussion with the parking lot by the property mill building. I'm encouraging the future mayor and council to consider looking to the east on that perhaps the development that they want to do could go east rather than west. Perhaps the Pennington County building on the corner there where they used to store vehicles, the big brick building that they own, perhaps the development could go east instead of west, and it could meet the needs of a great deal of people by going that direction, or at least considering it. I think it would be very worthwhile to take a look at that as a possibility as they discuss all the options coming up. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Anything else? Okay, I take a motion to adjourn. Got a motion by Mr. Roseland, second by Mr. Jones. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. These items, as well as public work items, will be forwarded to the next council meeting, which is Monday, July 3rd, in these chambers at 6:30. Thank you. We are adjourned.